Dennis, what does Article 146 say specifically in relation to the minorities' concerns that they raised in that press conference?
Well, so Article 146(10) makes reference to, it's part of the processes that are used in the removal of a Chief Justice. But what is interesting about Article 146(10) is the fact that this is the provision that allows the President to take certain actions in the interim. By so doing, the President has the power, and he has to do so in accordance with the Council of State and by a warrant to suspend a Chief Justice who is going through this particular process. So if you understand the context of Article 146(10) and the powers that the President have and the actions that he can take in the interim, you can understand and appreciate why the minority is concerned about this particular provision. But it's instructive to know that before Article 146(10) can be triggered, certain things would have to be done, or certain things would have to be in place first. And as we speak, I mean, there's no information in the public to the effect that we have got to that stage yet.
Right.
And just for purposes of clarity,
well, the minority probably knows something you and I don't know.
Let's look at what exactly 146(10) says. That where a petition has been referred to a committee under this article, the President may, A, in the case of the Chief Justice, and this is what we're dealing with, acting in accordance with the advice of the Council of State by a warrant signed by him, that's the President, suspend the Chief Justice.
Right.
So this is a provision that allows for the suspension of the Chief Justice who is going through this particular process.
So while the process is ongoing...
Now let's establish a few things. It talks about where the petition has been referred to the committee.
Right.
The last public communication we have in respect of this matter was to the effect that the opportunity that the President had given to the Chief Justice to make her input, to form parts of the consultation process with the Council of State for the determination or otherwise of a prima facie case, was what the Chief Justice has responded to.
Yes.
We are not told whether or not a case has been made out of that consultation.
That's a prima facie case has been made.
It is only after a prima facie case has been made that they move to the next stage of setting up a committee, and then the petition will be referred to that committee. So when you look at the composition of 146(10), it says that there has to be a petition which has been referred to the committee. Question, do we even know who the members of the committee are?
And whether a prima facie case has been
made? So if we get to a point where we cross that point of a prima facie case being made, the committee being set up, and then the petition being referred to that committee to begin to inquire into it, then the whole of 10A can begin to come into the picture.
As in the suspension
process can happen.
I see.
But like I did indicate, mind you, all these processes by law are supposed to be in camera. So there are times that some things may be done without necessarily being in the media. But of course, like I said, the public information we have is what we have always put out there. Sometimes we get it from the presidency, sometimes we go to the courts and we're able to get same. But as it stands now, we are not here yet, at least.
Based on the public communication
that we have.
But then, if you consider what the minority is saying, and I was saying earlier, maybe the minority knows something that you and I don't know, because they make reference to details of certain allegations against the Chief Justice, referencing some cases as well. You heard John Darko.
Yes, but...
And as to whether that's the details of the three petitions as well, you and I cannot state.
No, because that is not out in the public, like we indicate. But what is instructive is that even though we may not be able to tell at what stage this is, but when it gets to a point where a Chief Justice is suspended, that cannot be hidden from the public.
We have to know the reason for...
Yes, that will be made public.
Okay.
If we get to that point. But what is instructive is that before we get there, certain things would have to be done, like I explained earlier.
As in, one, the establishment of a prima facie case.
But what we do know for a fact is that the consultation process is ongoing between the President and the Council of State, and part of that is the determination of a prima facie case.
And we don't know whether that has been done.
We still don't know, as a matter of public information, whether that has been done.
So
that's after that, the formation of the committee.
Yes, before the suspension.
Before the suspension, if any.